guys, welcome back to our homestead. I'm Esther.
And I'm Micah.
And today we're going to be making smoked elk burgers. Oh my gosh, these are some of our favorite things to eat for dinner. So he's going to make some patties and we're just going to take you along for this whole process today.
Start off with a little bit of Worcestershire in there. I just kind of go with what I feel like. You don't want to do too much because it can overpower all the other seasonings.
Today we're just using 1 pound of elk burger.
This is our homemade garlic and herb seasoning.
You could use any kind of garlic and herb seasoning or just even garlic powder would work.
One of my favorite rub companies that I've been using for a long time is Sucklebusters. This one's their honey barbecue, and it goes great on elk, chicken, pork, everything I've cooked it on so far. And same with the tailgaters. This is a great SPG replacement, and I haven't found anything it doesn't go good on so far. So now just, well, that's cold. Mix it together. Get all the seasonings to mix in throughout the meat. That way you don't have to season it when you go out to the grill.
Our kids are in the background and they're playing games with Grandma.
So we like to use wax paper because if you just stick a wild game burger on a cutting board, it makes it really hard to peel it off when you take it out to the grill, because we like to grind ours super lean. So this is probably about a 5 to 7% fat ratio on the burger meat. So we use the wax paper because then when you take it out to the grill, you can just take the wax paper and flop it right over into the grill, then pull the wax paper off, and your patty does not separate at all. If you don't have one of these, it is a great little tool. It's a burger patty press, and it just works so well. Just have to press it down. It forms a nice little patty. And that's that. Now we're going to take the patties out, fire up the smoker, let them rest for a little bit, and get to, I guess, colder temperature because it's about 32 degrees outside right now. And we're going to be smoking them over hardwood lump from Jerk Charcoal today, and locally sourced cherry wood.
While Micah is outside grilling our burgers, I'm going to go ahead and get some homemade buns going. I already have heated some milk, water, and butter in my bowl, and I'm just going to add some yeast. The reason I'm adding it to this bowl and not to this bowl, if this is a really quick bun recipe, is because I was given this yeast and it's really large and it just doesn't do very well unless I add it directly to this. So this recipe is kind of crazy. It says 2 tablespoons of yeast. And I've used this a lot of times, so I know that it works, but that is a ton of yeast. So usually I do only about a tablespoon and a half. So now I am out of that yeast that I've been trying to use for a really long time. Okay, the rest is gonna go in the freezer since I don't have enough room in my jar for it. So we'll go ahead and let this yeast in this buttermilk mixture and water, we'll let it proof for a while. While that's proofing, I'm gonna go ahead and put my flour in this bowl. So that was a teaspoon of salt, about 3 cups of flour, and then 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now, something I learned a long time ago about making bread is it's amazing. You actually don't have to measure very well. As you notice, I pour salt into my hand and I just know about how much a teaspoon is. But making bread is not necessarily about how much flour you actually put in, but the consistency. The great thing about this recipe is that it really only takes about an hour and a half, depending on how warm my house is. And my regular bread recipe can take anywhere up to 3 to 4 hours to make. So this is super great if you just want to whip together a quick recipe right before dinner. So I'm not doing a full-on proof with this yeast. It started to bubble and that's really all I needed was for it to break apart. Now we're going to go ahead and mix it into our flour mixture. That's definitely not enough flour, which I knew it wouldn't be. I just like to mix it and mix it. That is one of the keys to this particular recipe, is the more you mix it and the more you knead it, the better it turns out. So I'll just add a little bit more at a time. While I'm mixing this, let's go check on Micah and see how those burgers are doing.
So here's just a quick update. Smoke is going nice and good. The burgers are starting to change color a little. It's about they've been on for maybe about a half an hour, but got some good cherry wood smoke going in. And I also wanted to take a second to talk about these rubs. They just have an amazing flavor. They go pretty much on everything. And I pick them up at our local Super One here in Athol, and they have an absolutely amazing barbecue selection. And my buddies Dan and Jeff there are barbecue masters. They love barbecue, love talking barbecue. I always get stopped when either of them are in the store and we talk. But they have the best selection in our area for anything barbecue.
Okay. Okay, Ben's done. Let's count. Are you done, Mila? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this is a little bit stickier than I normally would do, but I'm gonna go ahead and start kneading it now. while our bread rises, we're gonna go ahead and get some onions going. After you've thinly sliced your onions, then we're going to go ahead and put them into a pan over here. I like to use my Dutch oven because it has a nice heavy bottom to it, and I'll kind of show you that process here. We're just adding a little bit of oil to our pan, and I'm just going to go ahead and preheat it. That's going to help the onions get going so it doesn't take quite as long as to caramelize them. Alright, our pan with our olive oil should be heated enough. We're going to take these onions and we're going to go ahead and put them in the pan and slowly caramelize them for a couple of hours. guys, all you have to do is coat the sweet potatoes in a little bit of olive oil and pop them in the oven for about 25 minutes on 425. It's pretty easy.
All right, it's been almost 2 hours on the dot, and the burgers are now ready, and we're gonna go inside and enjoy some amazing elk burgers.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We're gonna enjoy our burgers and we'll see you next time.
What? Your face is really on it.
Oh my gosh, my eyes.